Welcome back to Devil's Diary TV. Hi, I'm Alex. This story has been haunting me for months now. You really need to know what can happen of the dark web. Let me explain. In the unfathomable depths of the internet, I discovered a sinister world. The dark web, a place of inexplicable terrors where horrific activities abound. It's a realm where the sun never seems to shine, and the moon is perpetually bathed in a blood-red hue. The shadows here seem to dance with fear, with the air heavy with desperation. This, for me, became the underbelly of the dark web, hidden world I dared to tread. In this world, my notions of right and wrong blurred, replaced by an instinct for survival and desperation. Here I encountered a chilling character known as Dr. Viper. Please subscribe while I continue. We need to stay in contact. Hidden by anonymity, he ran an underground clinic offering unsanctioned surgeries and engaging in the dark enterprise of organ trafficking. His clientele? People like me, desperate and hopeless. Those who have been abandoned by the system, rejected by society, and left to fend for themselves in this unsparing world. I went to him seeking salvation, a spark of hope in the face of my impending demise. Dr. Viper's clinic was no haven of healing, but a lair of horrors. The sterile scent of antiseptic was corrupted by the rank odor of fear. The buzz of surgical tools was overwhelmed by the whispers of despair. Each operation was making a pact with the devil. Each organ traded was akin to selling a piece of one's soul. But who was Dr. Viper to me? A savior in my desperation or a predator feasting on my vulnerability? This question haunted me, a resonating melody in the dark corridors of the web. Yet his operations continued, veiled from the prying eyes of the law, flourishing in the darkness. Each successful a testament to his skill, each organ traded, a lifeline thrown to those like me, on the brink of death. My story, however, was just beginning. As the doors to Dr. Viper's clinic closed behind me, I found myself stepping deeper into the terrifying underbelly of the dark web, oblivious to the horrors that awaited me. As hope began to fade, I found myself turning to the black market, placing my life in the hands of the infamous Dr. Viper. Desperation had driven me to the edge, causing me to gamble on the unknown. In the bowels of the dark web, Dr. Viper became my only hope. My journey was a labyrinth of encrypted websites, hushed conversations, and blind trust in shadowy figures. Then, there I was lying on a cold steel table, the soft hum of surgical equipment echoing in my ears. The room was shrouded in a chilling sterility, an eerie silence only broken by the occasional murmurs of the unseen Dr. Viper. The surgery was a blur of fear and anticipation. I could feel the icy touch of surgical instruments and the pressing weight of my own mortality. An unsettling filled my senses, as though I was teetering on the precipice, staring into an abyss. The faceless Dr. Viper, with disconcerting efficiency, every action steeped in stark, clinical detachment. When I emerged from the surgery, I was filled with a profound sense of unease. I'd survived, but at what cost? I couldn't off the feeling that I'd traded one nightmare for another. The dark web, once my realm of the unknown, had become all too real, leaving a chilling echo in my mind. But the surgery was just the beginning. The true horror unfolded in the days that followed. I began to feel a creeping sense of paranoia. I was being watched, followed. Threats, veiled and explicit, began to encircle me like a tightening noose. World around seemed to warp into a sinister caricature of itself, the shadows growing longer, the nights colder. In the depth of my fear, I clung to one thing: survival, gambled with my life once and won. Now I found myself in the grip of a new adversary. The question wasn't whether I could trust Dr. Viper, it was whether I could trust anyone at all. Little did I know my life was about to take a dark turn. Haunted by the shadows of the dark web, I found an ally in Maya, an investigative journalist with a keen interest in this sinister world. In the heart of darkness, a glimmer of hope emerged. Maya, a woman of steel, armed with a pen mightier than any sword, had been tracking the elusive Dr. Viper long before I stumbled into this terrifying underworld. Her articles, hidden in the depths of obscure journalism, traced the doctor's morbid trail, piecing together the puzzle of his identity. Our paths crossed in a dimly lit cafe where I, burdened by my terrifying ordeal, spilled my tale to Maya. Her eyes lit up, not with fear but with a burning determination to unmask the monster that is Dr. Viper. There, an unlikely alliance was born. Two souls united by a common enemy set forth on a daring quest to expose the man who had been operating in the shadows. We knew the journey wouldn't be easy. The dark web is a labyrinth, a maze of secrets and lies. But we were driven by a shared conviction, a belief that every monster has a face, and it was high time Dr. Viper's was revealed. Maya's expertise guided us, her instincts honed by years of investigative reporting. I, on the other hand, drew from my personal experience, my encounter with the doctor fueling my resolve. Together, we delved into the murky depths of the dark web, navigating its treacherous waters, always a step behind the elusive Dr. Viper. The challenges were many, the dangers real, but we were undeterred, our resolve growing stronger with every setback. The stakes were high, and failure wasn't an option. We knew we were playing with fire, but it was a risk we were willing to take. In this world of darkness, we found strength in each other, our alliance becoming our beacon of hope. Our partnership wasn't just about survival. It was about justice, about shining a light on the atrocities of the dark web, about unmasking Dr. Viper. We embarked on a perilous journey to expose the true face of Dr. Viper. As we delved deeper into the murky depths, the chilling truth about the black market surgeon began to unravel. The air was thick with tension as Maya and I, standing at the precipice of our investigation, prepared to confront the infamous Dr. Viper. We had journeyed through the shadows, our resolve tested at every turn. Now we faced the embodiment of our fears, the man behind countless illicit surgeries and organ trafficking operations. The man who had invaded my body and left a mark that was more than just a surgical scar. Our eyes across the dimly lit room, a place where many had come seeking hope only to find despair. Dr. Viper was a specter in the gloom, his eyes reflecting a cold detachment that sent chills down our spines. But there was something else in his gaze, recognition, or perhaps the realization that his dark secrets were about to be exposed. Doctor, my voice echoed, strong and steady despite the palpable fear. Your reign of terror ends tonight. The doctor's response was a chilling smile, a menacing reminder of the power he held. But he, the strength that came from desperation and the will to survive. Words were exchanged, accusations hurled, and the truth was laid bare. The extent of Dr. Viper's operations, the lives he had ruined, the souls he had claimed. Every revelation was a punch to the gut, a blow that made the room spin. The confrontation reached a fever pitch. Struggle ensued, a dance of survival where every move was critical. There was blood, there was pain, but there was also determination. In the end, it was Dr. Viper who faltered, his reign of terror crumbling under the weight of his Maya, and I stood victorious, our mission accomplished. But the victory was bittersweet, tainted by the horrors we had uncovered. A heart-pounding climax, blood was shed, and Dr. Viper was finally unmasked. Our story was far from over, but for now we had triumphed over the darkness. The phantom of the dark web was no more. In the aftermath of our confrontation, the echoes of our encounter with Dr. Viper lingered. The haunting remnants of that chilling adventure clung to me, like a persistent specter unwilling to let go. Maya and I, forever altered by our harrowing journey into the dark web's underbelly, were no longer the same. Our lives, once ordinary, were now marred by the chilling reality of the world we had uncovered. The clandestine operations of Dr. Viper, the illicit surgeries, and the horrifying organ trafficking that thrived in the darkness had been exposed. Yet the scars of our encounter were deeply etched, a stark reminder of the horrors we had witnessed. I, once a desperate patient, had now become a survivor bearing both the physical and mental toll of my ordeal. My life been saved, but at what cost? The eerie surgery, the unending threats, the shadow of death that had loomed over me, all were a part of me now. My desperation had led me to the dark web, but my courage had led me out of it. Maya, the investigative journalist, had seen more than she had bargained for. Her pursuit of truth had led her into a world of unimaginable horrors, yet had emerged stronger, her spirit unbroken. The we had uncovered was not just another headline, but a chilling expose of the depths humanity could sink to. Our against Dr. Viper had been bloody and brutal. We had managed to expose his wicked operations, but the stench of the dark web's secrets still lingered, a potent reminder of our haunting journey. The tale of Maya and me, a chilling reminder of the dark web's horrifying secrets, leaves us questioning the extent of human desperation and the depths of our fears. Our story is a testament to the human spirit's resilience, a grim warning about the perils of desperation and a stark reminder of the horrifying secrets that lurk in the shadows of the internet. For more horror stories from the Devil's Diary TV, click here to watch now. There is much more to tell. Like, comment, and subscribe before it's too late for you, too.